Swear my dog's psychic. Tell him to move. He moves exactly where I don't want him to go. Right where I plan to step to next. It's a great day in South Carolina. This is Karen with Xanadu Muse, and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you stick around. Maybe hit that subscribe button, the notification button, the like button, the dislike button, any button you want to hit, except for the X button. I'm not that funny. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Guess what? This is not a haul. This is a come make art with me, crafty, not really tutorial. It's how I made something, basically. I made 2 calendars today. The bones of it. I'm going to embellish it, make art with it as the year progresses. The first one is a monthly calendar. It's just a plain white, plain Jane and calendar, and I used Dollar Tree calendars, months. You can see it's all wrinkly. Don't have to use Dollar Tree. You can use other items. And the next one may not look like a calendar, but it's going to be more of an art journal, memory keeping. This is the one that I've been wanting to do for years. I seen somebody do it 5-6 years ago, and I started one. I can't find it right now. Hopefully I'll be able to find it soon to show you what it looks like. It was actually quite large, so I don't know why I can't find it. But every day I want to write something down, and I want to incorporate it artsy. The one I previously did was by the month. I did a page on the side for the month of January. Then I was going to write little things down on the second page, maybe in little square pieces of paper, glue it in, something like that. Never done it. I got January art done. I got February almost done, but never wrote anything in it. I take my cell phone with me and I have a notepad, and I wrote down something every day for like 3 months, but gave it up. I want to try it again. This time I made a smaller size but thicker because it's going to be weekly instead of monthly. And before I show it to you, please excuse the cover because the covers are temporary, and I had a really hard time making this one because of my binding choice, my paper choice. It was just a hot mess. And I'll explain all my woes when I start making it, but here it is. I know it's ugly, but the covers are going. The covers are too small this way and too tall this way. But it's watercolor paper, and the plan is once a week there's 52 full pages to write every day starting on Monday. So I'm going to start December 31st, the 1st, 2nd, etc., etc. And then on this side, make some art with it. So that's that calendar. Now, I'm going to show you how I made these 2. You're not limited to it, so this is not me telling you how to do it. This is me showing you how I did it. If you're interested in doing something like this, you don't have to use the Happy Planner or disc binding system. You can use a Jane Davenport watercolor book. You can use a Dylusions journal. You can sew one signature. The reason I didn't do the signature is because I wanted to take the pages out. So if you don't mind not taking the pages out, you 3 are definitely an option. And then you can do this with this kind of binding and create your calendar. You can actually do it on the computer. This is a family calendar. I make one every year. Okay, here's the family calendar. I know the cover is kind of plain. Usually I don't go plain. I must have been lazy in 2003. And that's what it looks like. You can create your own calendar. I think I had a font that did this one. because it looks like that year. And or you can do it in Word and do a table or an Excel. You can Google free calendar templates and download ones that are PDF, but you won't be able to edit the PDF, of course. Or you can download Word and you can put birthdays in it like I did. But you can do it on your computer and you can print it once a month if you want to do that as a month goes by. Or you can print the pages out and just do the artwork here. And this is CBS binding or cone binding. You can use your Bind It All. You can use that other one, which is almost exactly like the Bind It All, but I think one has circle holes, one has square holes. Whatever you want. You can do the saddle stitch. Saddle stitch is the one that I did with the monthly one, which I can't find. Anyway, on to how I did these calendars. As I showed you, I haven't done anything decorative yet. That was a hard word to say. But it's coming. So, let's get into the video. I have a super quick Michaels haul before we get started. It's so super quick, it's only 3 items. I saw yesterday that they had their planners on sale, 60% off. That was yesterday. They are no longer on sale, and I did not realize that sale ended on the 31st, because today is the 1st. I found it when I got to the store. My store has 2 sections of planners. One, they have the wall where it hangs up, and then one they have a display in the aisle. The one with the wall had no tags. And I'm like, oh man, and I scanned it, and it was 40% off, not 60% off. So I decided to go look at the display, and they had the tags. So I stopped the manager, and I said, manager, it says 60, but it's scanning for 40. And he says, yeah, that's an old sign. The guy knows me, because I am in there practically every day. Okay, not that much. And he said, I will give you all the planner supplies and 60% off. So I went ahead and got the disc. The disc is going to be for a art journal calendar type thing. I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it together in a minute. And then I got this planner. And it says, let new adventures. So, yep, that's alright. This is going to be my YouTube planner. And the last thing I got was this on clearance. It was 70% off, so it was $3. And this is going to be for a DIY Christmas gift in the way future. So let's get into the project. One of my resolutions was to do more artsy stuff. But I don't know now, because I started off pretty bad. It all started with me cutting my watercolor paper down. I was using my Caterpillar, it's the Caterpillar Pro, and somehow this piece ended up on this bar, and it does not belong there, and now it doesn't cut smoothly anymore. You get jagged edges. I don't know if you can see it on that piece of paper right here. So currently that is what I'm getting, is these jagged edges. Then I wanted to use this punched the watercolor paper, and I quickly realized that the watercolor paper is too thick for this, because if it's not copy paper, it will not punch. So here's what it's supposed to look like. This is the only piece I did. I knew if I continue using it, this is going to be just as broke as the Caterpillar Pro. So I put it aside and I got out my Crop-A-Dile. I want to do 52 weeks, so I need 52 pages, right? Well, whatever. Anyway, I had to manually punch holes, then cut the slits. I had no problem using the Crop-A-Dile for this. I had no problem punching through 6 pages of this at the same time. The problem I had next was cutting these slits. I know it's not pretty. My little art journals, I give myself permission not to be perfect. So yes, here's the first pair of scissors I used. Here's the second pair. It didn't cut it at all. They're too dull. Actually, I really like these. I wish I knew what happened to the bird. The little screw thing. And this was the third pair. This finished it up. Yeah, this did better than this. So, I got it done. The cover is temporary. Let me show you how what I did. This is the whole purpose of this, right? So, hold on. Oh. This is Prima watercolor. I think it's a UK size because it's an odd size. It's 8 by 12. And usually our size is 9 by 12. But it's okay. I'm using my stuff. So I actually used Caterpillar on this, and it worked fine. It was something else that didn't work so fine. So get on the 6, cut it, and we got 2 pages. And then I took my template right here, put it on top of that, took a pencil, lined it up, and just marked it here. I didn't use the last 2. If you don't have a template, they're 1 inch apart. I measured it, and each one is, turn it around. It's 1 inch. See, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch. So just go in within 1 inch and just make holes. Just make sure your holes line up this way. That's one reason why I wanted to use the template. Then I set this so I know how far to punch in. And you punch it in, you can see there's a hole right there. You put your paper in and you line it up with your mark. My paper moved on me. And I'm doing 2 pieces at once. I actually was able to do 6. Clear that hole and just punch. Yep. Yep. Okay. Throw this in the bin. Then you take your scissors. I like to use a little cork stop because I don't have a cover for this. And I stick it in there so nothing gets poked. And you make this slightest little cut in the center. I probably made some of these too big on my other one. On some of these. But that's okay because I think I got too many pages anyway. Because I think I only need 26 pages, not 52. Duh, Karen. That, a little wider. Alright, and that's the last of those pages that I thought I had run out of pages, so there is a couple of other watercolor papers in here. I think here's one. It's a little bit different color. You can see. And I made this. It was a full page. Yeah. I just cut enough stuff. I'll definitely be using these too. If you're wondering why I chose to go with the ring bound method, or the disc, they call it the disc. The disc method is because I want to be able to take the paper out, and watercolor paper has two sides. It has this textured side. This is the textured side. I don't know if it'll pick up on the phone because I'm using my phone. And this is the flatter side, the less textured. I want to be able to do my art on the textured and the writing on the smooth side. So, and I don't care which orientation it is, because you know your book's going to open like that. So I got to make sure every other page, one's textured, one's not textured. So this side is textured, so this side's going to be a not textured. And unfortunately, these are the only extenders I could find, because this would be 1 week, this would be 2 weeks, this would be 3, 4, 50, 51, and 52. Okay, more than that. That's okay. And then we have the covers. This one's going to be the front, and this one's going to be the back, because I really messed up that. Alright, I'm going to show you how I put this on, but I'm only going to do a few, and then I'll come back and in the middle and do a few, and then come back and finish up the page. So you don't have to watch all 52 pages. So put the rings in here, like that. Get up. Push-a-rooney. Ouch. Come on, yellow. You can do it. That's not this color. This color. Okay. And then I got 3 left over. And then we'll put this on there. And it should fit, sort of, maybe, maybe not. It's probably doing this all wrong. It's alright. I'll figure it out. Figured it out with a pen and a paper. I figured it out. You know, it used to be one of those old school, after school special things. This is gonna take forever. I wish I could have hole punched. I wish they would make one sturdier. And move it over. Okay. You get the idea. I'm not going to make you watch anymore because I'm struggling a little bit. The first ones are the hardest, so I'll come back in the middle and show you my progress. I found out what my problem is. The slits, which I said, cut ever so slightly. Since these are thicker, you gotta have to cut them a little bit less lightly. You got to cut them a little bit thicker. So I'll be cutting that, and then I will be working on it some more. And like I said, I'll come back when I'm in the middle. I also have to, like, you know, wiggle it around, work it, work it, work it. So, I did put the back on it. It's on there, sort of. I think it needs to be worked. This should go in there better maybe. Yeah. I I think with the bigger slits, it is going on better. Did I put that on right? Yes, I did. Okay. Well, I'm going to go to dinner, and then I'll continue to work on this. And remember I said my OCD will let me be perfect? Will allow me not to be perfect, except for the hearts do have to be going the same way. Well, off I go. Changing the size of the cut slats definitely made a difference. It's easier to put in now, as you can see. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting these pages in. And I'll continue that until I am finished, and I will be back. And then we can work on the other calendar. Okay, I got the book assembled. I think after the fibers relax, it'll be easier to turn. Besides having the slits too small, I think the paper's thicker than what it was made for, but that's okay. It's okay, it's all a thing. Right now, the texture side is here, and the smooth side is on this side, so I guess I'll be doing the writing on here. And then we're going to move to the wall calendar. This is the hardest part, the closing, but I am going to get rid of the covers. These are just temporary to protect the pages. As I keep saying, I like to repeat myself. And you can see it's not the prettiest thing on here. It's kind of warped, but that's okay. Now we're going to work on the wall calendar. I'm going to bind it with a coil binder and this GBS machine. I got this at Staples or Home Depot. It's like $40, maybe $50. I don't remember. And I already messed up here. But this is what the punch looks like. It comes out like this. And this punch is much harder than the We Are Memory Keeper Happy Planner punch. And I'm going to do this backwards. You set your settings. I'm going to be using the biggest one. So lining the paper up, and I could put more than one page in, and make sure you tuck it all the way in. That's why I messed up at the end. And you push, pull it out, and it's punched. I'm going to punch 12 or 13 of them, and then we're going to work on the calendar part. Here is the calendar I'm going to start off with. This one came from the Dollar Tree, obviously. Remove the staples. I don't know where my staple puller is, so I'm going to use this. Alright, now we're just going to cut the calendar part out. I'm going to just cut around it so it will fit on this paper. Now that all the pages are cut out, let's glue them to our mixed media paper. I'm going to take the sheet and I'm going to turn it upside down where the picture is. I'm going to take my glue stick. Probably should have used something better because this paper is glossy. But since this is going to be a mixed media calendar, we'll probably put glues and doodles and paints and all that kind of stuff over it. So, gluing up especially the edges and then pulling it up. Taking my glue scrap paper, putting this aside. Pay attention to where your holes are because you want them on top for the dates. And you want them on bottom for the picture. And then you kind of center this. I had recorded putting down December's. Apparently I think December's might have been a thinner paper. Weird enough because I got tons of bubbles and wrinkles. Now I'm getting them again. It's like, nope, I got it. I kind of get it straight. Hey, this is your own creation, right? Yeah. All right, I got the calendar together. Just the cover, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. You can see some of the picture behind, but that's okay. Is that August? Hey, where's September? I've been robbed. Where did September go? Found September. It was behind December. Not a proper place for September to be. Okay. There we go. There's our calendar. I hope these line up, because they don't look like they will. We'll find out. It might be a little wonky on the side, but I'm good with wonky. I'm going to bring back my machine. And, right, here's the coil. You put the coil on this part right here. And you make sure that the top is up because it opens. What is that wonky for? So you put it here in the center. And excuse me while I figure this out. There's no light in here. Okay. It's on top. You can see it moves back and forth. You need to make sure, I need to make sure, not you, that catches some teeth. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tooth right there. I do have one tooth missing. So you will see all these open except for one. Hopefully. Here it goes. It's opening. And that's the missing tooth. Okay. Ta-da! Comb binding is open. I don't know if you can tell. Well, this thing needs to be cleaned. And then we're going to put, we should start at the back, I guess. We'll put December's in there. You just wiggle it on. And then you have to, first you gotta grab the one that's broken. It's not cooperating. Pull it out. Stick it on. It's hard to do this backwards, I'm sorry. When you get the first thing in there, that helps pull it open. Okay. I say okay and I lied. One page. One. All right. First page down. There are 12 more to go. problem with doing these is when if you miss one, you try to adjust it and all of them pop out. You see why I didn't go buy a new machine because of that one tooth? Because when you get it pulled open and you get the first couple going, you can get it to work. And I do have another one. I found it at the thrift store, but I just like this one better. I might have to close it up a little. Yeah, it's a little off, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm good. I'm good because it's all fun. It's not difficult to use this machine. It's just the angle that I'm trying to record that's making it look difficult. I usually don't struggle this much unless I'm binding something that's too big for the comb. Alright, it is done. The basis of it is done. I'm hoping tomorrow to work on the cover and record it. Where's my big things? So, yep. There's the cover. Ah, it's upside down. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, which was hiding behind December, October, November, and December. Oh, just so you know, Halloween got cut off, along with Memorial Day. So, next video, I am going to share the cover and maybe January's. But this is a DIY mixed media calendar, and this is an art journal calendar. Yes. So that's it. I hope you like this little come play with me, and I know there's no really art like paints and all that, but we got some glue going, we got some broken scissors, and we got some cutting, and we got some binding, and I had fun doing it. And I'm going to finish it up, hopefully. Not finish it up, because I'm going to do it monthly. This one monthly, and this one weekly. And I won't record this one every week. I plan on recording this one every month. Not this one. I hope you enjoy those videos. And if I miss one, I hope you ask, where is it? Because that shows me you're watching. Until next time, stay calm and art on.